With the first overall pick, the Bills select Caden Encias, quarterback from Carlsbad, California.
Saints first pick, Wolfgang Marchese, quarterback out of Winton, California.
The Bills' second round pick will be Anthony Lebecci, the running back from Homedale, New Jersey.
Saints second pick, Benjamin Cherrill out of Newton, Pennsylvania in the running back position.
The Bills' third pick, Dimitri Liggins, a tight end out of Woodbine, Maryland.
Saints third pick, Brandon Cherrill, wide receiver out of Newtown, Pennsylvania.
The Bills' fourth pick, Anderson Wade, wide receiver out of Aurora, Colorado.
Saints fourth pick, Jakari Reynolds, running back out of Jacksonville, North Carolina.
The Bills' fifth pick, Bobby Masio Jr., the defensive back out of Highlands, New Jersey.
Saints fifth pick, Miles Austin out of Folkston, Georgia, running back.
The Bills' sixth pick, Maverick Pate, the running back from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Saints sixth pick, defensive back Caden Wright out of Prescott Valley, Arizona.
The Bills' seventh pick, Jet McFarland, wide receiver from Bixby, Oklahoma.
Saints seventh pick, tight end Hunter Hall out of Bristol, Tennessee.
The Bills' eighth pick will be Jackson McAllister, the defensive back from Henderson, Nevada.
Saints eighth pick, Michael Lennon, center out of Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Second round for the Youth Midgets.
With the first pick in the second round, the Bills select Dominic Garnica, a tight end from Ventura, California.
Saints second round first pick, Elijah Cole, linebacker out of Chiltonham, Pennsylvania.
With the next pick, it's the Bills drafting Carter DeLassio, the defensive lineman from Garden City, New York.
Saints second pick, Jameer McGriff, wide receiver out of Cambridge, Maryland.
With the Bills' third pick, it's Scott Hurston, the defensive lineman from Denton, Maryland.
Saints third pick, Daniel Tecco, wide receiver out of West Orange, New Jersey.
With the Bills' fourth pick, it's Rush Landis, the linebacker from Waynesville, Ohio.
Saints fourth pick, Cameron White, quarterback out of Washington, New Jersey.
With the Bills' fifth pick, it's Jonah Keel, the defensive end from Bayshore, New York.
Saints fifth pick out of Dix Hills, New York, defensive line, Caden DeRosa.
With the Bills' sixth pick, it's Jael Pendleton, the quarterback from Evansville, Indiana.
Saints sixth pick, Matthias Ortega, defensive back out of Mexico City, Mexico.
With the Bills' seventh pick, it's Cohen Enright, the running back from Macedon, New York.
Saints seventh pick, Lennox Gee, defensive back out of Willingboro, New Jersey.
With the Bills' eighth pick, it's Nova Pitts, the wide receiver from Barnegat, New Jersey.
And that's going to be the conclusion of the Young Midgets draft at the end of round 2. Now we're underway with the offense-defense Youth Juniors draft. Round 1 is now underway.
And with the first pick for the Youth Juniors draft, the Raiders will select Beckham Smith, the running back from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Seahawks first pick, Quentin Bullocks from Houston, Texas, quarterback.
The Raiders' second pick, Jaden Spurl, the quarterback from Kennesaw, Georgia.
Seahawks second pick, Axton Mitchell, running back out of Taft, California.
Third pick will be Ethan Miller, the wide receiver from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
From Jamaica, New York, third pick, 250 pounds, Nazir Wilson, tight end.
With the Raiders' fourth pick, the guard, Jackson Bailey Bolio from Dayton, Maine.
Seahawks fourth pick, Jackson Zisman, defensive line out of Wartburg, Tennessee.
The Raiders' fifth pick, Jackson Campbell, the defensive end from Athens, Georgia.
Seahawks fifth pick, Colt Clark, linebacker out of Winfield, Missouri.
The Raiders' sixth pick will be Nicholas Barbera, the tight end from Hauppauge, New York.
Miles Murray, quarterback out of Peoria, Arizona.
With the seventh pick, the Raiders select Kingston Falcon, the quarterback from Centennial, Colorado.
Seahawks seventh pick, Ryder Dorn, linebacker out of Hanahan, South Carolina.
The Raiders' eighth pick will be Aiden Smith, the tight end from Jamaica, New York.
Seahawks eighth pick, Brentley Latimer, wide receiver out of Belton, South Carolina.
Phenomenal first round, still a lot of talent on the board. Let's get underway with the second round.
Thank you much, Xavier. Starting off the second round, the Raiders will be selecting Anthony DeZarnio, the running back from Clark, New Jersey.
Seahawks second round first pick, Cornell Porter, a wide receiver out of Douglasville, Georgia.
The second pick for the Raiders will be Jace Parker, a quarterback from Yardley, Pennsylvania.
Seahawks second pick, Timothy Duffy, quarterback out of Edmond, Oklahoma.
The Raiders' third pick will be Christian Von White, a linebacker from Bowie, Maryland. For the fourth pick, the Raiders will be selecting William Lehner, a running back from Frankfort, New York.
Seahawks fourth pick, Amar Spahik, linebacker out of New Hartford, New York.
The Raiders' fifth pick will be Shea Encinas, the wide receiver from Carlsbad, California.
Seahawks fifth pick, Adam Abuselman, linebacker out of Holdmell, New Jersey.
The Raiders' sixth pick will be a center from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, Samuel Law.
Seahawks sixth pick, Gage Baldwin, defensive end out of Centennial, Colorado.
With the seventh pick, the Raiders will select Talon Clark, the defensive back from Bristol, Tennessee.
Seahawks seventh pick out of Hugo, Colorado, the defensive end Ivan Vaughn.
With the Raiders' eighth pick, they'll select Cameron Mitchell, a wide receiver from Meridian, Mississippi.
Seahawks eighth pick, Levi England, defensive back out of Sunbright, Tennessee.
And that's going to conclude the second round. Stick with us for the beginning of the third round.
And for the first pick of the third round in the Youth Junior League, the Raiders will select Ty Anderson, the linebacker.
Seahawks first pick out of Otis Orchards, Washington, the wide receiver Cade Prize.
The Raiders' next pick will be Ryan Schwartz, the tight end from Collinsville, Tennessee.
Seahawks select for their second pick Bronk Demers, running back out of Aguila, Arizona.
For the third pick, the Raiders will select the defensive end from South Elgin, Illinois, Andrew Jones.
Seahawks third round, third pick, Caleb Missamore, the center out of Severna Park, Maryland.
The Raiders' fourth pick is Caden Johnson, the wide receiver from Encinitas, California.
Seahawks fourth pick, Charlie Galipu from Saco, Maine, running back.
With the Raiders' fifth pick, it's the defensive lineman Sebastian Marchand from Mesa, Arizona.
Seahawks fifth pick, Luca Fuchs, defensive back out of Stony Brook, New York.
The Raiders' sixth pick, the linebacker from Arboles, Colorado, Caden Walker.
Sixth pick, from Otis Orchards, Washington, the tackle Jason Soderberg.
With the Raiders' seventh pick, it's Aiden Hermit, the wide receiver from Apopka, Florida.
Seahawks seventh pick, out of Cheney, Washington, the wide receiver Michael Williams.
The eighth pick for the Raiders is going to be Noah Davis, a linebacker from Houston, Texas.
Seahawks eighth pick, out of Milford, Ohio, the tackle Brody Busa.
The Raiders' ninth pick, Caleb Peckus, the wide receiver from Phoenix, Arizona.
And with the conclusion of the third round, that's going to be the end of the offense-defense youth juniors draft.
Thank you much, Xavier. And with the first pick, the Texans will select Amari Manuel, a wide receiver out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
The Eagles' first pick, first round, Joshua Trapp, a running back out of Golden, Colorado.
The Ravens will now select Andrew Wyatt, a running back from Cramerton, North Carolina.
Lions' first pick, Oceanside, California, running back Alexander Andino.
With the second pick, the Texans will select Ty Moss, the quarterback from Vista, California.
The Eagles' second pick, Willie McVee, wide receiver out of Diamond Springs, California.
With the Ravens' second pick, it's Easton Murchie, the defensive lineman from Henderson, Colorado.
Lions' second pick, Nate Fortman, out of wide receiver. Lions' second pick, Nate Fortman, a wide receiver out of Westminster, Colorado.
The Texans' third pick will be William Mansfield, a running back from Red Bluff, California.
Eagles' third pick, Braden Robbins, the Hillsborough, North Carolina, linebacker.
The Ravens' third pick, Lucas Suchend, the quarterback from Castle Rock, Colorado.
Lions use their third pick for Zach Dougherty, a quarterback out of Old Brookville, New York.
The Texans' fourth pick is Will Phillips, the center from Dansville, Kentucky.
Eagles' fourth pick, Colt Zabo, quarterback out of Fort Mill, South Carolina.
The Ravens' fourth overall pick is Vaughn Hawkins from Monticello, Iowa, a wide receiver.
The Lions' fourth pick, Cash Baxter, defensive line, 276-pounder out of Perry, Iowa.
That was the conclusion of the first round. Now we move on to the second round with the Texans on the clock.
With the Texans' first pick of the second round, Owen Kilner, the defensive lineman from Varysburg, New York.
The Eagles' second round first pick, Brendan Willis, defensive end out of Katy, Texas.
With the Ravens on the clock, they'll select J.P. Brandenburg, a tackle from Berea, Kentucky.
Lions' second round first pick, Maxwell Goodman, a tackle out of Summerville, South Carolina.
With the Texans' second pick, it's Chris Findley, the wide receiver from Columbia, South Carolina.
Eagles second round, second pick, Tyler Henkes, linebacker out of Westminster, Colorado.
With the second pick, the Ravens select Eric Forney Jr., the linebacker from Louisville, Kentucky.
The Lions' second pick, Michael Kowalski, wide receiver out of Floral Park, New York.
With the Texans' third pick, it's Jack Bubsby, the defensive lineman from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Eagles' third pick, Keo Thorne, a wide receiver out of Wynwood, Pennsylvania.
With the Ravens' third pick, Aiden Calderon, the defensive end from Canton, Georgia.
Andrew DeLauder is Lions' third pick, a defensive end out of McAlester, Oklahoma.
With the fourth pick, the Texans select Jeremiah Samora, the defensive back from Houston, Texas.
Eagles' fourth pick, selecting a running back out of Surprise, Arizona, Ryan Anderson.
The fourth pick for the Ravens is Zachary Gemick, a running back from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Lions' fourth pick, from Suffolk, Virginia, defensive back Jalen Newsome.
That's going to conclude our second round of the offense-defense youth juniors draft. On to the third round.
And with the first pick of the third round, the Texans select Alexander Glass, the quarterback from Lake Huntington, New York.
Eagles' third round first pick, Grayson Gordon, a tight end out of Frisco, Texas.
The Ravens' first pick will be Jamison Tolamaj, the wide receiver from Peoria, Arizona.
Lions' third round first pick, Hector Ramirez, wide receiver out of Welton, Arizona.
With the Texans' second pick, it's Joshua Kearns, the tight end from Williams, Arizona.
Eagles' third round second pick, Reed Atkins, defensive line from Peoria, Arizona.
The Ravens' second pick, Cade Porter, the center from Esco, Minnesota.
Lions' second pick, Ryder Knight, linebacker out of Smyrna, Delaware.
With the Texans' third pick, it's Riley Rasback, the linebacker from Everett, Washington.
The Eagles' third pick, Riley Simons, linebacker out of Lakewood, Colorado.
With the Ravens' third pick, it's Connor McKernan, a linebacker from Sparta, New Jersey.
The Lions' third pick, Samson Hickey, defensive line from Metuchen, New Jersey.
With the Texans' fourth pick, it's Jordan McFarland, the wide receiver from Bixby, Oklahoma.
The Eagles' fourth pick, Colton Brake, a wide receiver out of Pueblo West, Colorado.
The Ravens' fourth pick, Dominic Hernandez, the wide receiver from Bakersfield, Colorado.
Lions' fourth pick, out of Prescott Valley, Arizona, the center, Baylor Anderson.
That's going to end our third round here for the offense-defensive draft. Now we kick it over to the fourth round.
And with the first pick of the fourth round, the Texans select Logan Lacerdia, the defensive lineman from San Marcos, California.
The fourth round first pick for the Eagles, Elian Aguera, a defensive back out of Troy, Missouri.
With the Ravens' first pick, it's going to be Dane Vincent, the linebacker from Edmond, Oklahoma.
The Lions used their first pick to pick a wide receiver, Montrell Haggerty, out of Mesquite, Texas.
With the second pick, the Texans select Colton Duplantis, guard from Gray, Louisiana.
The Eagles' second pick, Preston Jefferson, for wide receiver out of Virginia Beach, Virginia.
With the Ravens' second pick, it's Paxton Lerner, a wide receiver from Chicago, Illinois.
The Lions' second pick, Hawk Fulton, running back out of Inglewood, Colorado.
With the Texans' third pick, it's Bowden Lewis, a linebacker from Centennial, Colorado.
Lions' third pick, Blake Schmidt, a linebacker out of Morgan Hill, California.
The Ravens will look to contain the other offenses, whether that's on the ground or in the air, selecting multiple key players in Easton Mershon, Dave Vincent, and Ernie Forney Jr. And now we start the first round of the middle school offense-defense draft. Now we're going to get started with the first round of our underclassmen offense-defense draft. I'm going to kick it over as we announce our first names.
And with the first overall pick, the Broncos select Matthew Wilson, a running back from Hampstead, North Carolina.
The 49ers used their first pick on Tristan Vire, a running back out of Austin, Texas.
The Steelers' first overall pick will be Train Figueroa, a quarterback from Welton, Arizona.
The Cowboys used their first pick for Dominic Scamboloni, quarterback out of Bridgeport, New York.
The Broncos will use their second pick for Cale Trolson, the center from Pasco, Washington.
49ers second pick, Saxton Peralero from St. Charles, Illinois.
The Steelers' second pick will be Bryce Keener, a running back from Kelsville, California.
Cowboys second pick, Benjamin Lara Jr., a center out of Kelseyville, California.
With the Broncos' third pick, Cody Shayer, the defensive end from Laramie, Wyoming.
Niners third pick, Malachi Johnson, a wide receiver out of Hackensack, New Jersey.
The Steelers' third pick, Noah Steffenpole, the defensive end from Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Cowboys third pick, Ulysses Huizar, a tackle out of Yuba City, California.
The Broncos' fourth pick, Jackson Tuthero, the tackle from Blairsville, Georgia.
49ers fourth pick, Cannon Clark, a tackle out of Winfield, Missouri.
The Steelers' fourth pick, a 225-pound tackle from Round Rock, Texas, it's Landon Wall.
Cowboys fourth pick, Aiden Gilmer, a wide receiver out of Cockeysville, Maryland.
And that's going to conclude our first round of the underclassmen for the offense-defense draft. We're going to kick it over to round two with the Broncos on the clock.
With the first pick of the second round, the Broncos select Evan Boudreaux, the running back from Irishtown, Maine.
49ers second round first pick, Rashad Jackson, the 200-pound defensive end out of Middleton, Connecticut.
The Steelers' first pick will be Luis Guzman, the wide receiver from Welton, Arizona.
The Cowboys' second round first pick, 6'2", 225-pound linebacker out of Lake Havasu, Arizona, Shane Miranda.
The Broncos' second pick, the guard from Middlesfield, Connecticut, Gavin Hutter.
The 49ers second pick, Alejandro Gonzalez, the tight end out of Manhasset, New York.
The Steelers' second round, Sebastian Marquise, the center from Wellington, Arizona.
Cowboys second pick, Wyatt Hill, the guard out of Chickasaw, Oklahoma.
The Broncos' third pick, Liam Fisher, the linebacker from Amherst, New Hampshire.
49ers third pick, Ethan Albertson, the linebacker out of Lake in the Hills, Illinois.
The Steelers' third pick, standing at 6'1", 280 pounds out of Cary, North Carolina, the defensive lineman, Oliver Roeder.
The Cowboys use their second round third pick for Jordan Cruz, defensive lineman out of Dix Hills, New York.
The Broncos' fourth pick will be Albert Pamis Jr., a defensive back from Raleigh, North Carolina.
49ers fourth pick out of Lowell, Massachusetts, Mamadi Kamara, the guard.
The Steelers' fourth pick, the linebacker from Colorado Springs, Colorado, Caden Shelbick.
Cowboys' fourth pick, Cooper Kinsler, the running back out of Du Bois, Wyoming.
That's going to conclude our second round of the offense-defense underclassman draft. Stay with us as we get started for round 3. The Broncos are on the clock.
And with the Broncos' first pick of round 3, it's Gavin Bayer, the tight end from Moretta, California.
49ers third round first pick, Hunter Wingler, the defensive line from West Jefferson, North Carolina.
The Steelers' third round first pick, Queston Ellis, the running back from Farmington, New Mexico.
Cowboys first pick, Adrian Mathis, defensive end out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
The Broncos' second pick, Carter Wright, a wide receiver from Prescott Valley, Arizona.
'49ers second pick, Ryan Shallow, wide receiver out of Arizona.
The Steelers' second pick, Ethan Garcia, the guard from Wellington, Arizona.
Cowboys second pick, TJ Massett, a defensive lineman out of Westfield, New Jersey.
The Broncos' third pick, Lathan Green, a defensive lineman from Dazzle, South Carolina.
'49ers third pick, Jacob Hernandez, a running back out of Austin, Texas.
With the Steelers' third pick, Ravon Roman, the defensive back from Laveen, Arizona.
Cowboys third pick, Rex Banning, the wide receiver out of White River Junction, Vermont.
With the Broncos' fourth pick, it's Patricio Ortiz, the running back from Guadalupe, Mexico.
'49ers fourth pick, Aiden Wagner, wide receiver, Hamlin, New York.
The Steelers' fourth pick, Trey Martin, defensive lineman from Canton, Texas.
Cowboys fourth pick, Logan Hicks, running back out of Winona, Minnesota.
I mean, wow. What a spectacular round. Let's kick it over for the start of the next round. We hear some names called.
And to start off the fourth round, the first pick, the Broncos select J.J. Thompson, the wide receiver from Lubbock, Texas.
On first pick, 49ers, Paul Pullman, linebacker out of Drayton, Nevada.
The Steelers, for the fourth round in the first pick, take Brody Cartier, the wide receiver from Plant City, Florida.
The Cowboys used their first pick for Rawson Sullivan out of Rolling Stone, Minnesota, the linebacker.
The Broncos used their second pick for Paul Liggins, the defensive lineman from Woodbine, Maryland.
49ers second pick, 5'7", 145 pound from Stanbeck, Canada, the defensive back, Javian Cartrand.
The Steelers' second pick, Adam Tadelbaum, the running back from Livingston, Montana.
Cowboys second pick, Desmond White, the defensive back out of Fulshear, Texas.
The Broncos' third pick, Kane Green, the wide receiver from Midland, Texas.
The 49ers third pick, Parker Gordon, guard out of Wimberley, Texas.
The Steelers' third pick, Madden Martin, the wide receiver from Welton, Arizona.
The Cowboys third pick out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Catch Raymond, the center.
The Steelers used their fourth pick for Christian Cairo, a linebacker from Freeport, New York.
Cowboys used their fourth pick for Chasten Maldonado, a wide receiver out of Sugar Land, Texas.
And that's going to conclude our offense-defense underclassmen draft. Get ready, as we're going to announce the names for our high school junior and senior draft class. Now we're going to shift over to the first round of your high school junior senior offense-defense draft with your Chiefs on the clock first.
And the Chiefs, with the number 1 overall pick, take Michael Hernandez, the running back from Welton, Arizona.
The Vikings first round first pick, Victor Nurnberg, the running back out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hayden Cardella, the wide receiver from Big Bear City, California.
Vikings second pick, Ryan Burns, defensive end, 290 pounds, out of Williams, Arizona.
The Chiefs' third pick, Jake LaPresto, a quarterback from East Hampton, New York.
Vikings third pick, Jacoby Jones, wide receiver, Jacksonville, Florida.
With the Chiefs' fourth pick, it's the 310-pound, 6'4" defensive lineman from Canton, Oklahoma, Joshua Polsterwaite.
Vikings first round fourth pick, Zaire Banks, the running back out of Rochester, New York.
For the fifth pick, the Chiefs select the 6'3", 300-pound tackle from Tallahooka, Oklahoma, Brock Maschko.
No doubt. Vikings fifth pick, Graham Broughton, the center out of Sedalia, Colorado.
The Chiefs' sixth pick, the running back from Welton, Arizona, Adrian Sanchez.
The Vikings used their sixth pick to select Jatari Harris, a defensive back out of DeRidder, Louisiana.
For the seventh pick, the Chiefs select the 6'1", 290-pound center from Gulf Breeze, Florida, Kyle Hughes.
Vikings seventh pick, Barrington Anderson Jr., defensive line out of Dorchester, Massachusetts.
The Chiefs' eighth pick, Riley Cook, a linebacker from Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Vikings eighth pick, Lawrence Duncan IV, running back out of Bath, New York.
Now we're going to get started with our second round of the offense-defense junior-senior draft class. Let's kick it back over.
With the first overall selection in the second round, the Chiefs select Benjamin Wilson, the tight end from Richmond, Texas.
The Vikings first pick, Edwin Brazil, out of Turlock, California.
With the second pick of the second round, the Chiefs select the 5'11", 285-pound guard, Carson Montgomery from Smith Center, Kansas.
Vikings second round, second pick, Israel Bauer, the wide receiver out of West Fargo, North Dakota.
The Chiefs' third pick is going to be Jackson Ramsey, the 6'4", 285-pound defensive end from Lexington, Kentucky.
Second round, third pick for the Vikings, James Alexander, a 6'1", 275-pound defensive end out of Broadville, Illinois.
With the fourth pick, the Chiefs select Brody Akins, the linebacker from Peoria, Arizona.
Vikings fourth pick, Chris Wasita, the defensive end out of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
With the fifth pick, the Chiefs select the 6'2", 235-pound defensive end Noah Wendell from Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Vikings fifth pick, Caleb Campbell, 6'8", 310 pounds out of Arteville, Louisiana.
With the sixth pick, the Chiefs select Drexel Gibson Jr., the defensive end from Corona, California.
The Vikings sixth pick, Robert Barretts, defensive end out of Ilfov.
The Chiefs' seventh pick, Troy Calwood from Eaglewood, New Jersey, a linebacker.
Vikings seventh pick, Brendan Way, guard out of Hicksville, New York.
The Chiefs' eighth pick, Matthew Sidlick, a center from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Vikings eighth pick, Darren Hooley, linebacker out of Steinbach, Connecticut.
Well, folks, that's going to conclude our second round here for the junior-senior draft. We got one more round to go to hear those final names be selected. There's a lot of talent left on the board. Let's kick it over for the third and final round.
And with the first pick of the third round, the Chiefs select Jace Eldridge, the defensive end from Plant City, Florida.
Vikings third round first pick, Justice Washington, wide receiver out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
the Chiefs' second pick, Kevin Yegohoin, the tight end from Welton, Arizona.
Vikings third round second pick, Ryan Collins, linebacker out of Pegram, Tennessee.
With the Chiefs' third pick, Antoine Shaw, the wide receiver from Mesquite, Texas.
Vikings third pick, Luca DeChico, defensive end out of Forest Hills, New York.
With the fourth pick, the Chiefs select Lucian Walmack, the wide receiver from Welton, Arizona.
Vikings fourth pick, Ian Chamberlain, defensive line out of Friendship, New York.
With the Chiefs' fifth pick, Andreas Franco, the defensive back from Catula, Mexico.
Vikings fifth pick out of Freeport, Bahamas, the tight end, Ethan Robinson.
With the Chiefs' sixth pick, Ozzie Martin, the wide receiver from Welton, Arizona.
Vikings sixth pick, Aiden DeMornay, wide receiver out of Westbury, New York.
With the Chiefs' seventh pick, Shannon Warner II, the defensive lineman from Commerce City, Colorado.
The Chiefs will look to stick to their identity of the high-powered offense, selecting multiple deep threats in Sean Etienne, Womack Lucan, and Ozzie Martin.